Nico Hoerner is trade bait for the 2025 Chicago Cubs. We give him his player grade for 2024 and more after this. What's up, Cubs fans? It's your boy Mike Jones back with another episode. Thank you guys for tuning in. Today's episode, we are going to talk about Nico Hoerner. But before that, guys, want to make sure that I first and foremost tell you thank you for watching. If you have already liked, subscribed to the network, to the Chi-Town Sports Network, to Chicago Cubs Central, we appreciate you so much. If you have not subscribed yet, if this is your first time viewing, if you make it all the way to the end of this video, I need you to do one thing for me. I need you to go ahead, hit that like button. I need you to leave a comment, and I need you to subscribe to our channel. We are steadily trying to grow the channel. Me and Big Kev putting in a lot of work, got a lot of good, huge plans for this coming season, for the Chicago Cubs season. And you are the most important part of those plans. So we want to make sure that you guys like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Now, Nico Hoerner, 27 years old, entering into his sixth year with the Chicago Cubs in the majors. And this season, he posted a .273 batting average. He had 7 home runs, 48 RBIs on 159 hits. Point blank, Nico Hoerner is more with the Chicago Cubs and in the majors for his defense than his hitting. I mean, let's just call it spade a spade. Defensively, he's elite. He is one of the better second basemen in the game right now. However, he is not somebody that you want to have to depend on to go out and to score runs for you. Maybe you could ask more of him to get more base hits, get on base a little bit more, create some traffic through the base path. But he is not somebody that you're looking to drive in runs. He's not somebody that you're looking to um get the big hits, the game sealing hits or anything like that. He is more so a contact hitter. He is not a home run. He's not a slugger at all by any means. Again, only 48 RBIs, 7 home runs this season. Another thing with Nico Hoerner this season was obviously his health. Um, Nico Hoerner was playing injured this season for the Chicago Cubs. Obviously, he had that injury to his flexor in his wrist, and he did have surgery on that during the off season. This could be and might be the only thing that hinders Nico Hoerner from being added into a trade. Is because he had that surgery. But again, his defense, you know what he brings to the table defensively. Him and Dansby Swanson together make one heck of a tandem. That's a rough infield to try to get base hits against during the season. Like I said, he averages a lot of outs for the Chicago Cubs. And he was a stalwart at that second base position. He also can play shortstop for you as well. Once again, his 2024 stats 3.7 wins above replacement. He had 582 at bats, 159 hits, 7 home runs, and a batting average of 273. Now, for his career with the Chicago Cubs, he has a WAR of 15.1. He has 2017 at bats. He has 560 hits, only 29 home runs, and a .278 ERA. I mean, a batting average. I always want to say ERA through that time. I don't know. He has a .278 batting average throughout that time. Nico Hoerner's numbers are not anything offensively that's going to shock you, knock you off your socks, make you want to sign him to $100 million contract. He's a good, serviceable, decent player. His defense is why you go for him. His defense is what will get him signed and keep him in the league for some more years. However, offensively, he just never has been able to take off offensively like the Cubs really needed him to. And that is why the Cubs, especially Jed Hoyer, is willing to move on from Nico Hoerner. Obviously, nobody's going to accept Dansby's big contract that he has, but Nico Hoerner has a decently sized contract. I believe 2 more years on that deal, and like I said, he is a very, very good, serviceable second baseman, damn near elite shortstop at those two positions defensively. So he brings something to the table for you defensively. And again, if you're not dependent on Nico Hoerner to come out and to get the big hits and to, like I said, to get the home run ball and hit the ball over the fence and hit the cover off the ball super duper hard. If you're just really asking them to get base hits, if you're asking them to try to do what he can to get on base, find green grass, then for that, he's perfect for your team. He's just not perfect for the Chicago Cubs team, especially one when you have somebody like a Matt Shaw who is in your farm system. Nico Horner's grade for 2024. Again, I would have to go C, because of what I expected out of him, because he could not stay healthy and because he played injured, tried to play through injury. And I think that ended up costing the Cubs even more. He's another one, along with that Dansby Swanson grade that I gave him, that I just thought that Nico did not live up to what he needed to this season. Um, Offensively, defensively, he was fine. I thought he was all right. So that's why he gets a C. But I mean, if we were just grading offensively, obviously he would get an F for this season. But we have to mix the two together. So his offensive grade brings his grade down a lot, which is why he ends up in the C range for this 2024 season. Again, the Cubs have expectations and they have needs, and you need somebody that can get the contact, get the hits, get the big base hits, get on base, and then, like I said, come have somebody else come up behind them that can drive them in. And Nico just did not provide that for the Chicago Cubs this last past season. And again, I just think it was another disappointment for this season. So with that being said, with the Chicago Cubs going 83-79 in 2024 and missing out on the playoffs, the franchise has to shake things up, right? We've been talking about this. Change is coming. Changes has to come. The Cubs have to figure something else out. And again, going back to the show I did last week, where we talked about Jeff Passan of ESPN reporting that the Chicago Cubs could look to move on from the second baseman. It's reported that the Cubs are looking for starting pitching, and they're willing to trade Nico for starting pitching because they have Matt Shaw in the system that they believe is a top prospect and is close to being big league ready. So I did go ahead and look at an article. This is from BVM Sports. I did go ahead and pull up an article that lists 5 teams that could or should be interested in Nico Hoerner trading for him. So here are the 5 landing spots. The number 5 spot is the Kansas City Royals. So Ken Rosenthal and C. Trent Rosecrans of The Athletic reported that the Royals and Cincinnati Reds have been discussing a trade involving Jonathan India and Brady Singer. But I mean, if you think about it, it might be a cheaper option for and not only a cheaper option, but a better option defensively for the Kansas City Royals to trade for Nico Hoerner. And again, this would definitely be something that would be great for Nico as well, because he does not have to go there and hit. He will not be expected to be this awesome hitter. He can have his games where he gets a couple hits, where he might drive in a run, get an RBI or two, but it will not be like, Nico, we need you to hit. This is a place where he can go and he can play. Um, Even though India is the better hitter of the two, but like I said, it's still a spot where Horner is exponentially better in the field than a Jonathan India. What do you guys think about that trade? I want to know below what you guys think, if the Cubs should do that deal with the Kansas City Royals, and trade for Brady Singer, and obviously trade Nico Hoerner off for that. Is that something that you guys would be favor of? Another spot, and we already talked about this, the New York Yankees. Gleyber Torres is a free agent, giving the Yankees a middle field in spot to fill. So one thing they could do, and I didn't cover this before, is the Yankees could consider putting Jazz Chisholm back at second base, a place that he is comfortable. but he was tremendous at the hot corner for them this last past season. So, but again, Nico could be somebody that they could obviously look to acquire in that Nico and Cody Bellinger trade should they not sign Juan Soto this coming season. Another team, and this is one that has been brought up by other channels as well, that would be the Seattle Mariners. The Mariners have a treasure trove of starting pitching in their system, and they could be willing to move to help out their lineup. They have Luis Castillo, who will just make over 24 million in each of the next 3 seasons. And then he has a vesting option for 2028. The three-time All-Star placed fifth in the AL Cy Young voting in 2023 and is still one of the most respected pitchers in the game. So the Cubs would have to include more than Hoerner to make this deal happen for Luis. But again, this is still something that the Cubs could do. Again, let me know below what you guys think. Do you think that the Cubs should make this deal? Do you like this deal with the Mariners to go and get a former three-time All-Star and somebody that was vying for the Cy Young in 2023? Another spot, boom, Boston Red Sox. The Red Sox could have a desire to shift or move on from Trevor Story from shortstop to second base. And Hoerner would be more than capable of handling those duties should they move Trevor Story over to play. He is a right-handed hitter who the Red Sox do not have a lot of as well, and he could slot near the top of the order. And they need middle infield depth, regardless with Story only playing in 163 games over the past 3 seasons. So we know health has been an issue for Trevor Story as well. And Nico Hoerner is able to play both sides. He's able to play second base and shortstop. So again, he could be a viable option for them. Let me know what you guys think about that. Do you want the Cubs to make a trade and a deal with the Boston Red Sox? And then last but not least, the Atlanta Braves. So the Atlanta Braves have been closely linked to Willie Adames this offseason, which please, Jesus, if there's any way it can happen, get him off the Brewers, please, and keep him off the Brewers. But Willie Adames also is going to command a lot of money out in the open market, and the Braves are not usually known to pay for major free agents. So Hoerner could be a interesting option for the Atlanta Braves should they decide to move on from trying to acquire Willie Adames or any other second baseman slash shortstop this season. So again, like I said, Orlando Arcia had a strong first half in 2023, and he made the All Star team, but Arcia hasn't really produced for the Braves like they were hoping he was going to since that All Star selection. Um, so obviously Nico Hoerner would be an upgrade in all areas, and of course we can hopefully raid their bullpen and get some bullpen relief for the Chicago Cubs in return for trading Nico Hoerner to the Braves, who was great defensively for them. And again, that team is stacked with hitters, so you don't have to have Nico come up and feel pressure to, hit the long ball or drive in a bunch of runs and stuff like that. Just do what he does, try to get on base, stay healthy. And like I said, he's got power hitters coming behind him that can absolutely swing and hit the cover off the ball, and he doesn't have as many concerns or worries there. So again, these are the 5 places that Nico Hoerner could potentially end up going in trades. Very interesting article. Like I said, I'm going to be doing some more of these as time goes on, especially on slow weeks where there is nothing happening as far as free agency yet. We're still waiting with bated breath for a free agency market to heat up and for teams to really, really, really get going with that. So, with that being said, guys, that's my time for today. I need to know from you guys, what do you think about Nico Hoerner? I gave him a C for this season. What was your grade for Nico this season? Watching with the Cubs, knowing that he was playing injured. What did you grade him? And also, are any of these deals with these teams catching your eye and something that you think you might want the Cubs to make a deal for? Again, guys, I'm interested. I want to hear your voice. I want your voice to be heard and to be known. Once again, this is the voice and the home of the voice of the Chicago Cub fan. We can hear us at 773-389-6954. We want to hear from you. Leave us a voicemail or leave us an email at chicagobaseballcentral@gmail.com. Me and Big Kev greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate everybody that is tuned in, all the new subscribers. Hey, y'all, shout out to you guys. Thank you so much for subscribing. I hope that you guys have liked the content that I am bringing to you. And again, I plan on bringing you so much more, trying to get guests lined up, going to have people coming in, breaking down baseball with me. And we're going to have a fun off season, and we're definitely going to have a fun 2025 season for our Chicago Cubs. But until next time, folks, it's been real. It's your boy.